Yo, what's good? Everyday Superpower signing in. The place where we talk about body language, non-verbal communication, game, and everything in between. Yo, we got a little talking point today. I'm just going to riff on a few ideas, yeah? I'm going to speak on what certain pockets of the internet provoke a lot of young men to believe. It's in regards to dating and relationships and a certain particular point of view I have on the matter. So, if you're interested in that particular side of this channel, hold on. I want you to be comfortable who you are being a man. Basically, I'm speaking to the fellas, you know. You get this media, this content pushed in your face on a regular basis, or at least a lot do, when they decide to search up, relationship assistance and help and so forth. You'll get content creators, charlatans, in the red pill space telling you that you're not going to be deemed attractive or you won't be competitive in the sexual market given you don't make a sufficient amount, you don't look a certain way, you aren't a certain height, and so on and so forth. You're not a particular status. And you can see how it makes sense to an extent. It's really just a play on the hypergamous nature of a woman, which I first came into understanding or finding a perspective upon reading Rollo Tomasi's The Rational Male, which in the red pill space, not many people have done it better, and that's, who's essentially put this at the forefront of this game in that particular space. Now, as far as finance is concerned, and don't get me wrong, I'm aware of the black pill as well. I know some people have got it worse off than others. If you aren't an Adonis, or Adonis, whatever it's pronounced, if you're not built like a Herculean statue, you might have a hard time catching the initial attention of women, such as somebody who is. Right? It's understandable if you're not 6'5". I'm not 6'5". You might not catch that initial first glance, such as they did, because they're a larger individual. They're more territorial, take up more space, of course. Abnormal, It's going to catch the eye. But that doesn't mean it's over. It doesn't mean you don't have a chance. It doesn't mean that you have to abide by buying courses off of these people who are going to help you change that fact. It's not going to change. And as a man, you need to love who you are, right? Let's say you're balding. That's masculine. Let's talk about masculinity. You shouldn't be afraid of it. What do they call it? They call it male pattern baldness, yeah? By default, it's a masculine trait. It happens. It's genetic. If you can't help it, who cares? Yeah? Understood, it's hard for some people because it tends to be a long drawn out process before admittance to the result. But a man who is bald is on occasion deemed masculine. Hollywood portrays bald men as masculine, and what Hollywood declares masculine is masculine because the majority of people soak up the media like a sponge, right? But biologically speaking, it's indication of you being a man. You have testosterone. Your testosterone has, lost your barnet mush. So accept it, shave your head, don't walk around, you know what I mean, with a frizzy little patch on your head, because that's not going to look too good. Just shave it off. Now you are a man. And if anything, to a lot of women who have a preference for masculine men, you actually have more points than the man who takes a little more care of his appearance, has a flamboyant feminine hairstyle that doesn't necessarily match with her divine feminine. That's going to happen in a lot of situations. You are now going to reach out to women who have a particular taste in bald men. And you can't deny that that's the truth. If you are insecure about your height, you can't help that. Biologically speaking, women are more interested in people of a taller stature because as far as our primitive ancestry is concerned, it gives food for thought as far as provision and protection. Superficially, it makes a woman look smaller, feel smaller, more feminine to the masculine, right? But you as a short man can go train, put on a bit of weight, have a better centre of gravity if you wanted to take up a martial art. You have an incredible advantage in environments they don't tell you about. You can pack on muscle with your short muscle bellies and leverages like a beast. Someone of a taller stature couldn't do that. Now suddenly the man of taller stature is looking at you thinking, wow, I wish I had arms like that. He makes me feel insecure. Don't be afraid of who you are. Don't ever let anybody tell you a woman's not going to be attracted to you because of certain genetic traits you have. It's not the case. Now, I'm not saying go out and overcompensate. At the very least, just understand that there's so much more to consider. As we men see what we see, and we look at a woman and we think she's beautiful, I would love to have sex with her, right? Biologically, I would love her to have my offspring because she's beautiful. But a woman doesn't do that. A woman's going to look at a man and identify particular elements of his character and foresee the future based on so many different factors, and then even more factors and variables once you get engaged in conversation and communication, which has nothing to do whatsoever with your appearance. I mean, you know, there are some things that'll help you more than others. I'm not saying you don't want to look good. I mean, you might as well get a wash and be the embodiment of good health and all this and that. It is definitely going to be a benefit, but, you know, there's so many content creators out there in this masculine space who are for men, supposedly, yet consistently put men down for who they are, make them insecure, tell them they need to buy a course or give these charlatans money in order to change the fact they are who they are, tell you to deny women and women are evil and women are this, that and the third, yet consistently 24 hours a day make content based around women. You see where I'm coming from? A lot of what you see is a lie. A lot of what you see is done based upon numbers and engagement. And what it's doing is creating a consistent and effective divide in your mind, which is pitting your human brain against your biological, primitive, limbal brain. What's your character? As far as status, jobs, income and so forth is concerned, as long as you've got ambition, drive, and you can hold something down and you can prove you can provide, minimum wage is minimum wage. It'll get you paying the bills for a start. It'll get you looking after children. And have you been to a coffee shop? Have you seen who's serving you? Have you seen baristas? Have you been to retail, seen the women who work there? High-end retail pays the exact same amount as low-end retail, for the most part. It's the same job. The women you deal with in these spaces are beautiful. You don't have to believe that you need to attain these superficial Miami false shells of women and believe they're 10 out of 10s. You need to pursue somebody who's got more to offer, and someone who's got something to offer is going to be magnetized by a man who has got something to offer beyond these superficial, fluffed up numbers. You need to have something to provide, and you need to put your best foot forward, and you need to look after yourself, and you need to want the best for yourself. But as far as what you don't have compared to the next man, it's not a hindrance. It's not a hindrance. It's not a hindrance. You can look at the man who's got everything, and he'll still want something you have. You can look at the tallest man, as I've said, and he'll look at you and think, man, I wish I had his smile. I wish I had his confidence. I wish I had his nose. I'm so insecure about my nose. I wish I had his dress sense. You see where I'm coming from? It's about character. It's about looking after number one, which is yourself. And if you go and live your life in fear of other men because they have more in one particular department as to which you have been told by the internet you need to feel insecure about, or if you go out there feeling women won't like you, women don't like me, what can I do to make women love me, then you're not living for yourself. You need to go out and do you. Pursue what you want, make your life better, feel more comfortable in yourself. And then you will have what 90%, 95%, 99% of these men don't have. You know, they're always chasing more. And it'll be more and more until the day they die and look back and think, I should have lived in the present for one moment and appreciated what I had and had a smile on my face, man. Don't ever be insecure about being a man. You know? There are biological, principles. I'm not saying the status thing is a lie. I'm not saying resources and possessing resources is a lie. I'm not saying being able to accommodate and provide a better life for a woman, being attractive is a lie, because it's not. But if you think you're never going to attract a woman because you're not a millionaire and this and that, you're not living in the real world. You're not living in the real world. You can be on minimum wage and attract a whole wealth of women. You could be unemployed and attract a whole wealth of women. I see it done. I see people in great positions who can't speak to women to save their life, yet the man who's down and out has got a natural charm and affinity and a comfort within oneself and isn't afraid. I know a man like that who's short as hell. He's mad short, honestly. But women are attracted to him, love him. He's short, he's dirty, he's this, that and the third, but he's different, you know? So that's it. That's just a ramble. It's just a ramble. I don't, as far as content creation is concerned, I see a lot of hypocrisy when it comes to channels that want to help men and actually end up doing the contrary. And it's all intentional because it generates revenue. It's charlatanism under the guise of red pill information. You need to look after yourself. You need to find an understanding and a basis of why you feel the way you do, what you can do to make life better, and you need to go and pursue that. Look into yourself, put yourself first and foremost, number one, and then the rest will all fit into place. And if it doesn't, you just continue plugging away until it does, because it will one day. Alright? I'm signing out. Peace.